Welcome back to our channel, where we dive deep into the glamorous, cutthroat world of Los Angeles fashion. Today is a beautiful day to unpack the explosive drama, shifting loyalties, and shocking returns that are about to set our screens on fire. Grab your favorite drink, settle in, and let us explore the spectacular chaos unfolding this week. The landscape of Los Angeles high fashion is undergoing a seismic shift. And at the epicenter of this corporate earthquake is the relentless ambition of Bill Spencer. Never one to rest on his laurels, Bill is aggressively orchestrating the massive expansion of the Logan brand, transforming it from a burgeoning startup into a global empire capable of crushing Forrester creations. Recognizing that he needs trusted, brilliant minds to execute this unprecedented scaling, Bill has reached out to his prodigal son, Wyatt Spencer. The summons is urgent, the stakes are astronomical, and Wyatt's arrival in Los Angeles marks the beginning of a thrilling new chapter for the Spencer dynasty. Bill recognizes that Wyatt possesses a unique, razor-sharp business acumen that is desperately needed to broaden Logan's demographic reach and capture the international market. Wyatt is not just an employee. He is the strategic weapon Bill intends to unleash upon the fashion industry. A charismatic force capable of charming investors and outmaneuvering rivals with a signature Spencer smirk. The reunion of the Spencer men is a sight to behold, filled with genuine warmth and the intoxicating scent of impending victory. Liam Spencer, who has been fiercely advocating for the Logan brand's dominance, is absolutely thrilled to see his brother walk through those office doors. The camaraderie between Liam, Wyatt, and Bill is palpable, a united front of formidable intellect and boundless resources. They welcome Wyatt back with open arms, celebrating the reconstitution of their familial powerhouse. However, beneath the celebratory toasts and the enthusiastic boardroom strategy sessions, a lingering question hangs heavily in the air. Will Wyatt Spencer stay in Los Angeles forever? Wyatt has always been a wanderer, a man who values his independence just as much as his family legacy. While the allure of building a multi-million-dollar empire alongside his father and brother is undeniably strong, Wyatt's long-term commitment remains an enigma, adding a layer of unpredictable tension to Bill's carefully constructed master plan. As the Spencer men consolidate their power, the Logan women are facing a devastating internal fracture. Donna Logan Forrester finds herself tragically trapped in the crossfire of an impending, catastrophic family war. For years, Donna has served as the emotional anchor, the gentle peacekeeper desperately trying to maintain harmony between her fiercely headstrong sisters. But now, as Katie Logan Spencer aggressively poaches talent to build her empire, and Brooke Logan Forrester remains fiercely loyal to Forrester Creations, Donna is watching her family tear itself apart. She is paralyzed by a profound, suffocating terror, knowing that the battle lines being drawn in the corporate boardrooms will inevitably bleed into their personal lives. Donna's desperate, tearful pleas for unity fall on deaf ears, as the intoxicating allure of power and vengeance blinds those she loves most. She is the collateral damage in a war of egos, a woman forced to watch the impenetrable bond of the Logan sisters shatter into a million irreparable pieces. At the very heart of this brewing corporate war stands Hope Logan Spencer, a woman pushed to the absolute brink of her psychological endurance. The walls are rapidly closing in on Hope as she faces immense, suffocating pressure from Katie to make a definitive career choice. Katie is not a woman who waits. She demands an immediate, concrete answer, forcing Hope to navigate a labyrinth of loyalty, ambition, and profound betrayal. Hope has spent weeks agonizing over this monumental decision, oscillating between her deep-rooted history at Forrester Creations and the tantalizing promise of absolute creative control at the Logan brand. She is haunted by the condescending sneers of Steffy Forrester Finnegan, the endless marginalization of her life's work, and the painful realization that her mother, Brooke, has failed to secure her future. The pressure from Katie, combined with Liam's relentless encouragement, creates an inescapable crucible for Hope, forcing her to confront the ultimate question. Will she remain loyal to a company that disrespects her, or will she burn the bridge and forge her own destiny? In a twist of classic, heartbreaking dramatic irony, Hope is completely oblivious to a monumental development happening behind the scenes. As she stands on the precipice of defection, drowning in the belief that her beloved hope for the future line is permanently dead and buried, she has absolutely no idea that her production line has actually been restored. While Hope has been enduring the agonizing weight of Steffi's dismissals, unseen forces have shifted, and the very thing she has been fighting for has been quietly resurrected. This glaring blind spot is the tragic catalyst for her impending actions. If Hope only knew that her legacy at Forrester Creations had been salvaged, her entire trajectory might change. But isolated in her grief and blinded by her righteous fury, she is operating on outdated, devastating information, making a permanent, life-altering decision based on a temporary misunderstanding. Driven by the false belief that she has nothing left to lose, Hope finally succumbs to the pressure and makes her choice. She signs the lucrative, ironclad contract with the Logan brand, officially cementing her defection and declaring war on Forrester Creations. The moment the pen leaves the paper, a chilling transformation occurs within Hope. The victimized, marginalized designer is replaced by a woman fueled by a cold, vindictive triumph. She is no longer asking for a seat at the table. She is building her own table and preparing to bankrupt the competition. This signature is not just a career move. It is a declaration of independence, a calculated strike against Steffi's arrogance, and a devastating betrayal of her mother's delusional expectations. Hope is stepping into the light of her own ambition, fully embracing the cutthroat nature of the industry that has repeatedly broken her heart. Hope's monumental decision sends immediate, electrifying shockwaves through the industry, bringing a wave of euphoric good news to those who have remained loyal to her. Deke Sharp, who has been anxiously awaiting clarity on his own professional future, receives the thrilling confirmation that his sister is indeed joining the Logan brand. This is the ultimate victory for Deke, a validation of his unwavering belief in Hope's visionary talent. With Hope officially at the helm of a massive, aggressively funded new fashion line, Deke's position is secured, and he is elevated to a foundational pillar of this emerging empire. The news injects Deke with a surge of boundless optimism and motivation, ready to stand shoulder to shoulder with Hope as they prepare to unleash a catastrophic public relations nightmare upon Forrester Creations. Their combined creative force, backed by Bill Spencer's infinite resources, is a terrifying prospect for their rivals. However, amidst the champagne toasts and the triumphant press releases, a dark shadow of impending regret looms over Hope. Has she made a catastrophic mistake? The thrill of vengeance is a fleeting emotion, and the reality of what she has destroyed is bound to catch up with her. By defecting to Logan, Hope has not only declared war on Steffi, but has also humiliated her mother, alienated her grandfather Eric, and shattered the familial harmony Donna fought so desperately to protect. Furthermore, when the devastating truth eventually emerges that her Forrester line had actually been restored before she signed the contract, the psychological weight of her impulsive vengeance will be crushing. The realization that she abandoned her legacy for nothing could trigger a profound crisis of conscience, leaving audiences to wonder if Hope will ultimately drown in the bitter tears of her own regret. While the corporate titans wage war in the boardrooms, a deeply personal and emotionally charged drama is unfolding among the younger generation. Electra Forrester, having weathered a storm of manipulation and heartache, has finally allowed her defensive walls to crumble. Swept up in the romantic atmosphere of the Bikini Bar reopening, she has accepted Will Spencer's desperate, earnest pleas for a second chance. The reunion is a moment of pure, unadulterated joy for Electra, a reaffirmation of a love she thought was lost forever. Her heart is overflowing with happiness, and she is eager to share this beautiful new chapter with the people she trusts most. Elektra believes she has finally found her happily ever after, completely oblivious to the toxic undercurrents of jealousy and danger swirling just beneath the surface of her social circle. Bursting with excitement, Elektra seeks out her closest confidant, Melissa Dillon, to share the magnificent news of her reconciliation with Will. Elektra views Dillon as a pillar of support, a true friend who has stood by her through the darkest of times. As Elektra recounts the romantic details of Will's heartfelt apology and their passionate reunion, she expects Dillon to share in her radiant joy. And on the surface, Dillon plays the part flawlessly. She forces a bright, supportive smile, offering enthusiastic congratulations and wrapping Elektra in a warm, celebratory embrace. Dillon says all the right things, projecting the image of a selfless, delighted best friend who is thrilled to see Elektra so happy. But beneath that carefully constructed facade of supportive friendship, Melissa Dillon is fighting a losing battle against an agonizing, suffocating jealousy. Every word of Elektra's joyful confession feels like a jagged knife twisting in Dillon's chest. Dillon is secretly, desperately in love with Will Spencer, and watching the man of her dreams slip permanently into the arms of her best friend is a psychological torture she can barely endure. Her mind is a chaotic storm of resentment, longing, and profound unfairness. She wishes with every fiber of her being that she was the one Will was begging for, that she was the one receiving his romantic gestures. Dillon is trapped in a silent, invisible hell, forced to swallow her own heartbreak and applaud the happiness of the woman who has unwittingly stolen her entire future. Dillon's emotional torment is further compounded by a terrifying, looming threat that she must face entirely alone. Even as she battles her crippling jealousy over Will, she is simultaneously dealing with the sinister, predatory presence of her abusive cousin, Remy Price. Remy has discovered Dillon's vulnerabilities and is actively manipulating her, demanding she use her influence for his dark agendas. Dillon is walking a dangerous, razor-thin tightrope, desperately trying to protect her job, hide her forbidden love for Will, and fend off a blackmailer who knows all her darkest secrets. The psychological pressure on Dillon is immense, creating a ticking time bomb of suppressed emotion and hidden trauma that is destined to explode, potentially destroying everything she has fought so hard to build. As if the corporate espionage and romantic entanglements were not enough to set Los Angeles ablaze, the city is about to be rocked by a truly chaotic, explosive return. Shauna Fulton, the glamorous, audacious wildcard of the desert, is stepping back onto the canvas with a vengeance. Tipped off by a massive information leak from her daughter, Flo Logan, who remains romantically tethered to the newly returned Wyatt Spencer, Shauna has learned of the Logan brand's unprecedented expansion plans. Never one to miss out on a lucrative opportunity, Shauna packed her bags and heads straight for the epicenter of the drama. Her return is not a quiet, nostalgic visit. It is a loud, unapologetic invasion. She marches into the sterile, high-tension offices of the Logan brand, armed with her signature charm and an audacious business proposal designed to secure her a piece of the billion-dollar pie. But Shauna's ambitions extend far beyond mere corporate maneuvering. Her ultimate endgame is deeply, dangerously personal. While she pitches her business ideas to a bewildered Katie and Bill, her predatory gaze is firmly fixed on Ridge Forrester. Shauna has a deeply complicated, emotionally charged history with Ridge, and she knows exactly how to exploit the cracks in his current marriage. With Brooke Logan Forrester already spiraling from hopes, impending betrayal, and the stress of the corporate war, Shauna's arrival is the ultimate catastrophic threat. She is fully prepared to reignite the bitter, destructive love triangle that once tore the Forrester family apart. Shauna thrives in the chaos, and she will ruthlessly use every weapon in her arsenal, from her undeniable seductive charm to the explosive secrets she uncovers, to tear Ridge away from Brooke once and for all. The stage is set for a season of unparalleled drama, where every decision carries a devastating consequence and every secret is a loaded weapon. From the ruthless expansion of the Spencer-Logan empire to the tragic irony of Hope's defection, from the silent, agonizing heartbreak of Melissa Dillon to the chaotic, seductive invasion of Shauna Fulton, the lives of our favorite characters are on a collision course with destiny. The battle lines have been drawn, the loyalties have been tested, and the fallout will be nothing short of spectacular. Stay tuned, because in this world of high fashion and low morals, the only